So today we're doing a deep dive into something that's usually invisible, right? The actual plumbing that powers those huge high-end AV setups.
Exactly, the stuff you never see. We're talking about how you actually move a 4K video signal across massive distances without it, well, falling apart.
And we've got a very specific piece of gear to look at. It's the Kramer DTAXRD2-OUT2-F34.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
It is a bit of a mouthful. It's a 2-channel 4K HDR HDMI over HDBaseT output card.
And it's designed to slot into Kramer's big modular matrix switchers. For anyone designing a system for, say, a university lecture hall or a corporate campus, this is kind of the heavy artillery.
This is what solves that fundamental headache. HDMI cables just, they give up the ghost after about 15 feet.
If you're lucky, you start getting sparkles, dropouts.
Or just a black screen, exactly. So this card uses HDBaseT 2.0 technology, pushing the signal over just standard twisted pair CK cable.
Right, but the spec that really matters here, the one that jumped out at me, is the color.
The chroma sampling.
Yeah, I mean, usually when you try to send 4K at 60 hertz a long way, you have to compromise. You compress the color data down to 4.2.0 sampling just to save bandwidth.
Which is, it's fine for watching a movie. But if you're trying to display a detailed spreadsheet or fine text...
It looks awful. The text gets all fuzzy and hard to read. This card doesn't make that compromise. It holds that 4K 60 hertz signal with full 4.4.4 chroma sampling.
So you're getting pixel-for-pixel color accuracy.
You are, all the way up to 328 feet, or about 100 meters, away from the rack.
100 meters. That's basically the length of a football field. You're pushing 18 gigabits per second of data that far, uncompromised.
And then you look at the ultra mode specs.
Right. If you're willing to drop the resolution down to 1080p, the range gets kind of insane.
It nearly doubles. You can hit 590 feet. Think about that for a large auditorium or even a stadium where the control room is nowhere near the actual display.
Okay, but that creates a whole new problem, doesn't it? You get the video there, sure, but how do you control the screen from almost 600 feet away? You can't just point a remote at it.
And that's where the bidirectional nature of this card is so clever. It's not just a fire hose for video. It's a two-way street for data.
So you're sending more than just picture.
Way more. It embeds Ethernet, bidirectional RS-232, and even bidirectional infrared control right alongside the video signal.
So wait, it's a LAN extension too?
100 megabits per second. So you can manage the projector's network settings, send commands to turn it on or off, or control a different device right next to the screen, all from the central switcher.
You're not running separate cables for control.
Nope, it simplifies the entire installation.
And that brings up another classic friction point, which is audio. Getting sound where it needs to go in these big modular setups is always a pain.
Oh, absolutely. But this card handles that pretty elegantly. It has selectable analog, audio embedding, and de-embedding.
So you can strip the audio out right at the card level and send it to a separate amplifier.
You can. Or, even better for a lot of modern setups, it also supports ARC, the audio return channel.
Ah, so if you have a smart TV at the far end, and it's running an app that's generating its own sound,
you can send that audio back down the very same CAT cable to the main audio system in the rack. It gives the system designer total flexibility.
And of course, it's fully HDCP 2.2 compliant.
Which is critical. You can't have a multi-million-dollar system get shut down by a copy protection handshake error.
So reliability is really the theme here. But we have to talk about the price. We're looking at a component that costs around $1,600.
Yeah.
Just for one 2-channel output card. You could buy a huge TV for less than that.
You absolutely could. But you're not paying for the component, you're paying for the certainty. The certainty that when the CEO walks on stage for the big keynote, the screen just works. Every time.
It's a reminder that while the consumer world is racing towards wireless everything, casting, AirPlay, the professional world still runs on copper.
Well, physics is physics, right? Wireless is convenient, copper is consistent. And in a surgical suite or a military command center, you don't want convenient. You want absolute, undeniable signal integrity.
And that leads to a final thought for you to chew on. We often think of physical cables as legacy tech, something that's being phased out. But in these mission-critical spaces, the technology inside a $1,600 card like this is actually growing in complexity, not shrinking. In a world obsessed with wireless, why is the most reliable premium experience still tethered to a wire in the wall? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.